Have you lost? Have you been killed by Blizzard literally in real life? Let's find out.
Are you a winner? Are you a loser? Well, man, we can find out.
Why are we looking at 95th percentile, Daco? You're smarter than that. There we go. All percentile. See this number.
I love seeing the difference, though.
Yeah, this number is for fucking crazy people. Don't look at it.
To expand upon what Matt means, because we always need to remember how professional thinking man Socrates ended up. It wasn't great for him. So, right, 95th percentile is interesting because it lets you see what the top of the top can do. And for the things that are trending, you really see the mathematical potential. The downside is sampling. So, as an example, Fire Mage is way down at the bottom of the 95th percentile. And in fairness, it's probably, it's near the bottom, but it's not at the very bottom like it is in, say, well, that's overall damage. Fuck it, I'm just going to make my point generically. Damn it, the data does not conform. But my actual point is, the best players will disproportionately flock to the things that can produce the best numbers with readily or potentially accessible gear.
Especially because this includes gear, which is the really crazy thing that it's hard to kind of to understand, is that this is a general representation of what's actually happening to a boss, not real mathematics that are theorized in Perfect River.
Yeah,
so this is the damage happening. So Fire Mages are probably going to be less geared than Arcane Mages. Why? Because Arcane Mage was the meta going in, so people have put more effort in Arcane Mage, not just skill but also gear.
Yeah, your point being the people who even enter in the first place with an Arcane Mage are the people who are playing the strongest thing. The people who decide in the first place to enter with Fire Mage are likely not as focused on performance at all costs, which is a totally fine thing to do, actually. And it does create an interesting social problem for Blizzard, where if you like Fire Mage, if you thought, I can fire off my fiery phoenixes with my Kel'Thas balls, you're probably not feeling great. But it's probably not as bad as the 99th percentile chart would suggest.
Yeah. Blizzard should send an assassin to Kira's house. Just to stand there and be like, your page defaults to all percentiles now. Or else. And then we can have a whole story about Blizzard coercing
it'll be just like whenever Hasbro got the Pinkertons on people for leaking Magic the Gathering cards.
Literally that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not joking saying the Pinkertons. No, the actual Pinkertons.
Yeah.
Oh dear, yeah, it's that funny thing, the sort of the meta, the discourse that's set by the people who are at the top. Yeah. If we go to the all percentile damage, though, this is a far more interesting piece of data.
Different graph.
Yeah, it's a different graph. So we see different things when we look at this graph. The middle is going to be the median. Hang on, I love the Notion image thing when you try to bring it up. It
does this.
And that happened to me as well.
Yeah.
But if you click off it and then click on again, voila, it works every time.
Oh, yeah. Also, do you like Enhancement Shaman's Gambling for the deep looted elements?
So that very, very, very rightmost point, that's like the highest parse that's there.
Yeah.
And then everything else is basically just different percentiles.
Look at the state of Fire Mage.
Which is to say, look at how low Frost Mage goes.
Yeah.
I think it actually might be the one there with the lowest. Wow.
Destrolock. Sorry, Lauren.
Yeah. But low compared to its bottom.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest gap in the bottom.
So, turns out mistakes are possible, and they're really bad on Frost.
Yeah, with the Spec being moved towards having more damage in Glacial Spike and some of the...
there you go.
Some of the RNG and Spellslinger as well, I think. I can certainly see that causing an issue. Where if you hit a load of... If you use Glacial Spike wrong, if you don't use it or something, or you hit, you reliably don't shatter them with Flurry, I could see really low parses. But then low parses like that are probably people dying and stuff.
We should bring up Should we bring up boss damage or keep it overall? What do people tend to prefer?
People prefer overall because it's handier. I think boss damage is probably better though. But it's kind of awkward because, what's realistic, what's, important for fights. Realistically, all damage is overall the more important, I think.
Yeah. Where Fury, well, obviously got nerfed. So this is them doing amazing. They've been nerfed. And to go through things, let's see. Rat Paladin doing pretty well. I think overall it's going to be quite nice to us. Mm-hmm. I wish we could get the same for Vault and Overlaid to see how much of a difference that there is. Pretty big difference from the middle, from like the average of the lowest to the average of the highest, though. It's big enough.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know if that's big relative to all time. A little bit tricky to actually cover buffs and nerfs. So, Arcane Mage, nerfed. Holy Paladin, nerfed. Outlaw Rogue, nerfed. Arms Warrior, nerfed. Fury Warrior, nerfed. For the buffs, though, quite a lot. Blood DK, Balanced Druid, Feral Druid, Resto Devastation, or Resto Druid, Fire Mage, which, like as we saw, maybe needed, Mistweaver, Shadow Priest, Enhancement Shaman, Resto Shaman, Demonology, and Destruction.
Very good. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, this is where buffed is interesting. Because I saw Blood DK buff and I went, hell yeah, I went, wait, I don't remember being buffed. And the answer was I wasn't.
Sandlane was.
Because Sandlane was.
Yes, which we talk about in an upcoming video that talks about Sandlane, but the PTR went down, so we had to delay the video because we don't have the footage. Pog.
Yeah, so let's see.
But this is just tuning upwards, right?
Yeah, this is just tuning up.
Demon Hunters fix an issue that caused I-Beam's damage to be reduced beyond one target instead of 5.
Also didn't get isolated praise damage bonus, which is, by the way, a lot of bonus damage.
Cocked.
Yeah.
Balanced Druid. Well, Matt, maybe you only got your eye level 5, 6, 7 because you were buffed by 6%.
Probably.
And your tier 8 Delphi, yeah, big noob.
Honestly, swear to God, probably. Because I think if I had spent an extra Star Surge 16, all ability damage increased by 6%, that's probably ends up being like an 8% increase overall, maybe a 7%. Something.
Quick spot of bro math.
If I had been 7-8% longer on that boss, I probably would have died.
Fair.
Honestly, that boss fight was squeaky. It was bum squeaky, as they say.
Feral.
Increase.
Haven't always been the happiest, but 3% all abilities, 6 Rip, Ferocious Bite 3, Feral Frenzy 10, Druid of the Claw, Ravage damage 3, Resto, everything up by 8, and some more damage.
Resto is not in a good spot meta-wise, but I think Resto is a fucking great spot to actually play. The addition of, the addition of the talent that heals when you press Rejuve, heals for up to 60% of its actual healing. Oh, the fact that I played Resto on and off for my entire fucking life. The first time I raided was Oldwar as a Resto Druid. I quit the game in TBC because I was trying to play Resto and I didn't get the staff I needed after doing Heroics Daily for a few weeks. But that specifically is so fucked. So it's like Riptide? Yeah, it's like Riptide. It's like Riptide but doesn't have charges, so you're blanketing a raid. But the problem with blanketing a raid with Rejuve was you're not actually fucking healing when you're blanketing. So you preemptively blanket. But if you Rejuve someone who's low, who's like taking a hit of damage, then someone else is going to fucking heal them. Instead of letting your Rejuve take across. So it's awkward. You were only really Rejuving for incoming damage. But I did Black Temple today, and the actual gameplay flow of Rejuving people and watching their health bar go boop is so fucking nice. So nice. Such a game changer. To the point where like I don't care if it's weak, I'm more than happy to play it. More than happy to play it just because it fits.
Evoker, 10% increase to Disintegration. Same for Eternity Surge over on Devastation. Mages then, right, nerf time. Arcane Blast, down 5. Arcane Missiles, down 8. Sun Fury Meteorite, down 15. 14. Burden of Power, the damage bonus to Arcane Blast reduced to 20 instead of 30.
Makes
And
sense.
similar for Arcane Barrage. Fire, though, everything up by 6. Living Bomb by 25%.
They were very careful, Living Bomb. Because
Yeah.
of the fact that it goes mental, it could really get out of hand in AoE if they didn't be careful that way.
So Mistweaver, everything up by 3.
That's good.
Holy Paladin, now it got changes. So all healing's up by 6.
No, stop.
Sorry, all healing is down by 6%. I'm stupid. Judgment damage up 60%. Crusader strike damage up 60%. Hammer of Wrath 20%. Avenging Crusader damage transfer amount, those being reduced to 6. Sorry. Yes, to 600%. No. To 260 from 420. And Holy Prism single target damage is increased by 100%. And its AoE increased by 50%.
Yeah, so you can see that's obviously they had to drop Avenging because they're boosting everything based on, which is cool.
Yep. So that's what's going on for them. Priest's Shadow, all your damage up by 6%.
But 5% of your Psychic Link's gone again.
Yo.
It's so funny to me that they keep changing that, right? They just keep changing that. They just keep going, Psychic Link is 20, 25, 30, 25, 20, 25, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 25. Sorry, you low rolled. The dev said, AoE for Shadow Priests. Nah, you're not like that. Remember
No.
you complained when we gave you Mind Seer? Well, now you're not allowed AoE. Deal with it.
Take your punishment.
It is awkward because like
Clearly, the designer of Shadow Priest is a disciplined priest.
I was doing, I did one time walking as a Shadow Priest, level 34. Had Shadow Crash, had the Shadow Crash applying dots, had Psychic Link. I was gaming. Except for mobs lasting, like mob packs lasting less time than Shadow Crash's cooldown. So I was walking into a fight with 4 mobs or 5 mobs and going, my AoE is casting Vampiric Touch on every mob and hoping they aren't dead by the time I'm finished. It sucked horribly.
Pog.
Compared to other classes that are just like compared to, because the other one I was doing a lot was Frost Mage. I'm just like, fucking Frozen Orb, Comet Storm, Ice Nova, Blizzard, Cold Snap resetting Frozen Orb, Comet Storm, fucking let's go.
Yeah.
Instant Frostfire bolts exploding and fucking billions of damage. Everything what happens, like, bam, instant damage, everything's exploding. And then Shadow Priest been like, I'm applying my dots now. Can you hold damage so I can do some AoE, please?
Yeah, I've got to say, like, I enjoyed maining Priest last expansion. The reason why I haven't is being a Paladin's just nicer day to day.
Yeah. Being a priest in actual, like, playing an expansion, new content is balls.
I mean, maybe this gets to the Helldivers thing, where Priest has got an opinionated design, and that's their intent.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you know, the Paladin's like the flipping sonic screwdriver, where it just solves every problem.
Yeah.
So that means if you're a Paladin, you're like, oh, I feel good. Bit challenging. To briskly cover the rest, Rogues, all your ability damage is down by 4%. Your melee autos are down by 8%. Your dispatch is reduced by 10%. Just end it all now.
Yeah. Fuck you, Outlaw. You were overperforming, and Rogues can't have fun this expansion. They're the WoD Warlocks.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We'd rather you not play Rogue right now, thank you.
And they've had some tuning to their tier. Shaman's enhancement, all damage up by 4%. And what's this? Which reduces the cooldown of Feral Spirit by 1 second. Oh, instead of 2 seconds.
Yeah, they were getting
pretty big.
so many Feral Spirits out. Like it was really stupid that like their damage profile was flattened because they had their cooldown up all the time. It's fun, but it's a wee bit much. So I can totally deal with that. I'm going to super asking, why does alt leveling feel slow? Unironically, I think that's a skill issue. Not even joking. Not even joking. Alt leveling feels fast as fucking hell.
I feel like context is going to be useful here.
Which does make me assume that you're doing things that would traditionally be for alt leveling, like questing and world quests. In which case, that's just slow. That feels slow. It feels horrible compared to dungeons. Especially time walking now. Time walking now, you can just go level and not think and not do anything. Just
2.5 hours.
Level.
2.5 hours to max level.
A gameplay about 2.5. Yeah.
Maybe some queuing.
Mainly be doing side quests and world quests. Yeah, it's not like you're missing something. It's just that those are slower than dungeons by far. Like, dungeons are really, really fast for leveling and stuff.
Personally,
I wouldn't recommend, like, I wouldn't say, well, drop what you're doing and spam dungeons. I would definitely recommend doing the side quests.
Oh yeah, they're way better.
And just enjoying the fact that your process is a bit slower. Like, but it is real. Like, it is astonishingly slow.
Yeah, like the side quests have actually got good content, and you'll get renown from them. And renown is account wide. It's weird. You almost need to
Warband wide.
Warband.
Get it right, Michael.
You almost need to recalibrate your brain because you're so used to being like, there's no point in doing that. Useless. It's not in my main. Don't need. What's the point in rep?
Yeah.
So you do need to kind of rewire your brain a little bit. I guess it's like whenever you realize that Bran is account wide or Warband wide as well. Yeah, it's just funny, the whole Warband thing. To finish off with classes, though, I'm not sure where we were. Warlock, I think.
We know we're words, noises, sounds. Resto Shaman got some damage buffs. I see they're buffing healer damage, which is quite nice. Warlock damage, Demon Bolt. Sure.
20%. Pact of the Hour Doomguard damage increased by 45%. Felguard increased by 15%. Destro, everything up 6%. Dimensional Rift increased 40%. And Channel Demon Fire increased by 40%.
Were
they just not picked?
I really love this game. I love
That's such a big swing.
Yeah, I love it.
I know what happened. The new ChatGPT model that was trained in reinforcement learning dropped. And they got it to do tuning. That's why the tuning's all happened. That's like Gigabrain theory.
Yeah, like, it was as simple as that. Dimensional Rift was shit. Alice was Channel Demon Fire. And it is really funny how much you look at things and go, if you had to buff that by 40%, you clearly fucked something up somewhere. Like, you clearly did, like, it.
Just lost in a sea of Jira issues. But thankfully, as a Microsoft company, they can move to Azure DevOps.
Yeah, these are...
Woo!
There's certain cases here where, okay, maybe 12% extra damage for Resto Shaman is fine reaction to damage, right? No one's picking our spells, so we've buffed them by 40% is insane. As is the Holy Paladin Judgment Crusader Strike damage increased by 60%. You're like, what did you think was going to happen with the numbers? Did you just think, I want to take Avenging Crusader? Like, what? How do you double Holy Prism single target damage? Like, what kind of oversights are happening in balancing that this is occurring? Really
is it an oversight? Or, I mean, as much as I did that as a joke, ground and Jira issues.
Possibly.
Only so many things to do. And that's the thing. I've been thinking so much lately about how work gets done and batching and, are they all on a Slack channel? Soon to be Teams. One hopes. Ugh. God, I'd jump out a window if I had to use Teams. But are they all on a channel? Just booping messages to each other? Do they just have a big list of tickets? Listed by or sorted by priority, grouped by priority, and they're just working their way through the list.
No, sorted by recent.
Even though there may be different things, which then means context switching happens. Like, a lot of this just screams to me that people have got to get an immediate problem done, and they're in constant triage mode. It's tricky because, like, triage comes from the Crimean War and working out how do we sort battlefield casualties so we can actually prioritize who can be saved. Which obviously means if you were not a net beneficiary of the triage system, well, the whole point is you're probably a goner anyway, if the system's done right. So if you're kind of triaging based on priority, well, okay, it's not people who, bleed out in the Crimean War. I'm talking about the 1800s, by the way, not modern, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's just at the bottom of the pile. And then it needs to be whenever it's finally gotten around to, whenever the firefighting has finally stopped. And, the effort, because even triaging takes effort and team allocation. And
yeah, because deciding what to do is important thing to do.
And then you've got the amount of context switching you'll have, especially if people are doing work across different classes and everything's interoperable. Yeah, so I imagine not done, but I imagine the reason is less lazy, incompetent devs who hate the game and more work can be inherently chaotic, especially in a live game, and sometimes like the complexity of the end product sort of outstrips the way in which we build that product.
Yeah, like I mean, there's.
It's probably what happened to Halo Infinite.
Yeah,
Like as a good example of just
no, that was 343 been bad. Capital B. Get your facts straight, Michael.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
Forgot my gamer facts.
Yeah, so like I would never say it's just a dev being a shithead. Like I would never suggest that, but it is always like I just want to know. I just want to know how you make the talents and don't at the same time go, it seems like a good number.
Yeah.
And then go, number's a bit low. Fix it. And I guess it's the awkward part. I'd love to know, like, to the outsider, right? You look at that and go, well, why did you not just go, number's a bit low. Up. Number good. Off we go. Put that in the ship. Done. Sweet.
I'm going to raise that with a minor. Do you know what WoW Edit looks like?
Only glimpses of it.
They have dev tools.
Yeah.
They can accomplish great things with their dev tools.
Through miracles.
And sometimes those miracles are in functionality. Whenever you see a WoW dev using, using WoW Edit, like at BlizzCon doing a little demo, you're seeing this absolutely gorgeous work that looks like it's the GIMP UI from 2006.
It honestly, honest to God, every time I see it, I immediately get flashbacks to the Warcraft 3 map editor. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, they're still using that to make the game today.
And funnily enough, that's literally where it spawned from. Yeah. Because World of Warcraft, I mean,
is a Warcraft 3 custom map.
We're just playing a big custom map. That's it.
I much prefer Final Fantasy Epic RPG. God, that's a good custom map. I've spent must be hundreds of hours playing that. Just grinding job levels up. Fucking hell.
Beautiful.
I think I've spent more time in FFE RPG than in FF14 grinding job levels.
ERP.
Epic RPG. It's called FFE RPG. Now, when I first played that map, I didn't know what ERP was. I don't even think the term had been coined, so I'm sorry.
Oh my God, those were the days. Back when everything was pure, innocent, and good. An altogether more wholesome time. It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
To top us off, arms, your blade storms being reduced by 10%. Fury, all of your damage has... Sorry. 3% of your damage has ran away. 10% of your blade storms ran away. Odin's Fury is a little bit less furious by 15%. And Strength of the Mountain increased your bloodthirst and rampage by 20%. But it was 15%, so maybe that's a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, nice. There you go. Changes. And are they all warranted? Let's look at the graph.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Yes.
I do graph. I'm fucking Notion. I love Notion, but God's Mother of Christ. God Mother of Christ. That's not how it goes. It's Mary Mother of Christ. So let's see. I didn't see any unholy Death Knight buffs. Shaking my head.
Look at you being in the fair and balanced, doesn't need any changes segment.
Damn.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm so happy I did not stick to Feral. I feel like I would be enjoying this expansion 20% less if I was playing Feral, if not more.
Oh yeah.
If not less, if not more less.
That's why I went Paladin.
If not less by more. Yes. Fuck. Oh man, looking at that makes me sad.
Oh,
but
there
also
we go.
playing it makes me sad. Is why I'm like PvP is resto.